Hello, guys. Welcome back. Afro Rooted is back. Sorry for the long wait, guys. But we're here with an exciting episode for you guys. We're going to be talking about the AFCON. I'll give you guys a little overview. And yeah, just touch upon different things about the tournament. How you feeling about
How's
the AFCON?
everyone doing? Feeling good, man. Feeling good. Ethiopia is about to show everyone what we have in our locker. I'm expecting great things. At least the semifinals, minimum expectations.
Semis.
But nah, honestly though, like it's good. I'm happy that they managed to actually get it going because it seemed like a lot of people in Europe were trying to uh, slow it down or trying to hold back players. So I'm
Yeah.
happy it's finally all like getting figured out and moving forward.
Yeah, man. Since you mentioned the big controversies and stuff, there was a lot of things being said about the tournament, in the news online. Like it really grabbed the headlines, and yeah, maybe we should say something about that. I mean, I
Yeah,
mean, one of yeah,
yeah, we're maybe a week or so late, but there are like I think we saw like little rumblings of this like in November, December, especially from Premier League managers, especially from like Klopp, because as everyone knows, like Mo Salah's form of his life, and then Mane as well, playing pretty
yeah,
well. Like obviously not scoring as much, but still contributing. He's obviously like an important fixture in Liverpool's attack. And then he also has
he also
Keita
got
in the
Naby
midfield.
Keita, right?
Yeah, Naby Keita.
Yeah,
Um,
and he's actually contributing more this
yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
season. I feel like he's coming
Yeah, he's
into
looking solid. Yeah.
the team. Yeah,
Um, and so with Klopp having like some of the key starting 11 players leaving, like he's been going on and on about like the AFCON and why it shouldn't be in January and that it's like a bad schedule and stuff like that. So Um,
yeah.
I think there was also controversy about him saying like, to be honest, I'm on his side with this one, but he made a little like comment that said like there's a small tournament in January, and then people went off thinking that like he said that sincerely, but I think it was like a it was a it was
Probably
just a joke. It was
miscommunication.
just a
I
joke.
want to say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, exactly. So
yeah,
he cleared that up. I don't think it like blew up too much, but um,
yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
man, there are a few
I do
managers.
get why people say that too, because
Yeah,
I mean, as I'm pretty sure Klopp didn't mean to like belittle the like tournament,
yeah,
but since a lot of people like the tournament doesn't in a lot of people's eyes it hasn't gotten the respect it deserves, in my opinion.
yeah,
So anything that you would say, I could see how it could get blown out of proportion or like taken to taken not taken lightly.
yeah,
And I do see why, like whenever we're hosting the African Cup of Nations tournament, so it's like we always have to kind of like defend it for some reason. It's like it's always under attack.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I mean, you never hear anything like that, and like for the Euros or the Copa Americas and stuff. I mean, partly
hmm,
because it's hosted in the summer,
yeah,
but one thing I feel like people have to take into consideration is the reason why the AFCON is traditionally held from like in January is because most countries in the continent have bad weather conditions during the summer, and
yeah,
that's one of the main reasons why the tournament is hosted here. So, and I don't know if some of these people have done their research on that or they know more about Africa. So I don't know. They have to kind of take into consideration these things and maybe find different solutions because maybe
yeah,
maybe you'd have like a winter break or something
yeah,
for what I mean.
yeah, yeah.
For
Just to
at
give
least
some,
for
yeah,
some part of it, because the
yeah,
AFCON is a month. So let's say you
yeah,
have a winter break for about a month, like less than a month, maybe like 3 weeks. Then not everybody's gonna qualify to the semis and the final. So only a few clubs will be left with a few key players.
yeah,
So maybe I
yeah,
feel like
yeah,
there needs to be more they need to work together for a solution rather than like you hear a lot of like clubs trying to hold back their players. They're trying to
yeah,
hold on to them as much as possible, because you see like some, especially the ones that play in Europe, like most players end up coming to the tournament pretty late. So
Yeah.
even in terms of preparation, it could kind of throw off the national teams, because
Yeah.
you do have to
Exactly.
prepare
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
tournament, because
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Absolutely. And I just wanted to give some people some back, like some of our viewers might not have like the full backstory on what happened. So this tournament was supposed to be, well, they postponed it because of Corona, but it was
yeah,
supposed to be last summer, which isn't typical for AFCON, but it was supposed to be in like June or July, and then they ended up postponing it to here. And I guess that might be one of the reasons that that a few coaches are like going crazy now, is because they thought they might have had a relief with it supposed to be during the summer. So
yeah,
now with it being reversed back to the normal January, February uh
yeah,
months, like I guess they kind of feel like it's thrown off their planning or whatever. But
yeah. I mean, for the
um
clubs, it's like, like for the players are like assets, basically. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, for
That's how a
sure.
club sees its players, right? Like, because
Yeah,
you're transferring them, like
yeah.
you're buying them. So
It's
it's
all
like
about their value, you know.
it's about the business for them, and like
Yeah,
I mean, their priority, I understand that, is winning
yeah,
leagues and not necessarily, you know,
yeah,
looking. They don't have much interest in continental tournaments, but I do feel like when you have a player with you, at the end of the day, you know what I mean. Players are people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hmm,
you're dealing with people. You're not dealing with just like objects. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
yeah,
when
for
you're
sure.
dealing with people, like, you have to kind of for what kind of relationship are you forming, like, or forging with the players? Like, are
Hmm.
you got to
Yeah,
accept them for who they are? Like, that's who their roots and their countries, what they represent. You could play for different clubs, but you only play for one national team throughout your career, right?
hmm,
So that's
yeah,
something maybe that they should consider, and like, it would be in the club's best interest too to respect the tournament, because the players, I think, would appreciate it and will feel more at home with the clubs. Like, if your
yeah,
club is constantly trying to you know not let you go for the national teams and stuff, like, I feel like you might lose a little bit of respect for the club.
yeah,
And
yeah. And I think it's good to speaking about players appreciating. I think what African players will really appreciate is people like Ian Wright speaking up. You'll see that on
Mhm.
our Instagram posts coming up. But Ian Wright was one of the more vocal people saying that AFCON should be respected, and that um, just because like people just don't understand. People in Europe don't understand what it means to African people, the tournament. So people have to be respectful of the tournament and like consider similar to they
Yeah.
would for European competitions. And then Vieira also came out and said that he would never keep a player back from going to AFCON. But I think
Mhm.
Vieira obviously has more connection to Africa than Ian, right? But it's
Yeah, I mean,
nice to
obviously
hear
he has
Premier League
Senegalese
managers say
roots, I
something
think,
like
right?
that. Yeah, yeah. He was born in
So
Senegal
yeah,
actually.
so he knows,
Um,
that's the thing. Like, so he does sympathize with the players.
yeah, yeah,
And I think it was also like Sebastian Haller, that was asked by a journalist whether he was gonna like accept the calling for, like, the call up for his national team, and I think
yeah,
he did a pretty good job at responding to them, saying like, it's basically ridiculed the
yeah,
journalist by saying like, this wouldn't happen if this was a European player. Like, you wouldn't ask him this. Like, of
yeah,
course I'm gonna go to the African Cup of Nations because it's a tournament, it's a big thing.
yeah,
And another thing I wanted to touch up on too is, I feel like, and right now, I know we mentioned a lot these the African players that play for these big clubs, but I think one interesting point to bring up too is that African Cup of Nations actually gives a lot of chances to countries that have lack of resources, or like, the smaller like teams, to say like, it gives them a spotlight. So
yeah.
even for the clubs, it's actually in their best interest to watch these games, because you might discover a new talent.
Mhm.
Who knows? Right now uh, you have I think three national teams, Comoros Islands, I think it was Sierra Leone, and what was the third team? I think it was the Gambia. Yeah,
Gambia.
Gambia.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I think those three teams, like, it's their first time competing in the African Cup of Nations. So, you might discover talent there. Like, it's that's something that I feel like should be taken into consideration as well. Like,
Yeah, man, absolutely. I wouldn't like. I think there's tournaments, international tournaments like this in general are like a great place for players to actually show their profile, show how talented they are, and like you've seen
yeah,
on like obviously World Cup is a huge stage, but like players like James Rodriguez, how it changed their lives and changed their path just
hmm,
because they had like a short, even like players like recently Patrick Schick on the previous World Cup as well. Um, like there are players that are actually showing up and actually getting bought right afterwards, and then getting like on people's radars. So um, I think it's definitely a good space to watch out for AFCON and yeah, I mean, hopefully we'll see. I mean, I think a lot of it's crazy too because a lot of these teams and managers that are like talking so much um are like their teams are based on African players, so it's tough.
yeah,
And the Senegalese manager actually came out and said something of that sort about Klopp. He was like, I
yeah.
don't know how you can be talking. Like he actually said, actually, let me read this out because I think everyone will be interested in this if you haven't heard it. He was
Okay,
like,
yeah,
who does he think he is? I manage Senegal and my players play for Klopp at Liverpool. I respect Liverpool, but not Klopp, who undermines African football events. He is where he is today because of African footballers, right? And so
yeah,
I think he put it exactly how everyone thinks about it. Really, to be honest,
yeah.
yeah, it's
And
crazy.
this part needs to be heard a little bit more,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
at the end of the day, you can't give all the say so to the European clubs. It's like, it's time for us to speak up, and then, you know, just
yeah.
demand respect, or like command respect at this point. Like, at the end of the day, everybody knows at the end of the day it's gonna happen, right? Like,
Yeah,
all these controversies will happen, and they'll try to stop it, but you know they're doing their best. Like, I think even right now Samuel Eto'o got elected to like, I think the Cameroonian federation. Like, he's a new president now, and
yeah,
I think he has a great platform, and he's been also pretty vocal about this. I
yeah,
think he at an interview he was saying, like, what's the reason for us to not host this tournament? And one of the biggest reasons that they keep trying to give is the pandemic.
yeah.
But at this point, like, would I would maybe at the beginning of the, what I mean, of the pandemic, I would have said maybe they would have a point. But at this point, it's getting thrown in like as just like it's like playing a card.
I
It's like
swear
you
it's like
can't
a
throw
walk
in a
card,
card.
bro. Nah, you can't.
Yeah, it's a wild
Honestly,
card. You
bro,
can't throw that.
Euros
It's like
was played
the
at
great
peak pandemic
excuse,
as well, bro. Yeah, nah.
Yeah, and that's
Honestly,
exactly what he said too in the interview. He was
yeah,
like, mid pandemic, I think it was even when the Delta variant started, and then you
yeah,
had packed stadiums,
yeah,
and
yeah, exactly.
the Euros were not being played in one country, but they were being played in several countries. So you have people
Yeah,
traveling all over. You
yeah,
know what I mean? Like, there's a lot
yeah.
of contact, just a
Absolute
lot of
madness.
things going
Yeah,
on. Yeah.
madness. Yeah,
If you didn't stop it then, like, what's going to stop it now here? You know what I mean? It's like, it
yeah, man.
seems like, the pandemic. I mean, it's obviously your health is a serious issue,
Yeah.
and taking precautions is necessary, but I don't see why it should get thrown in as when it comes to the African Cup of Nations.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I'm with you, man. Hopefully we see a change in the near future. But um, let's move on to more lighter notes. Talk about like the
yeah,
teams
yeah,
to look out for. I think I think this AFCON is going to be a pretty open race. Like there are a lot of teams to look out for. There are a
yeah,
lot of teams looking really strong in their qualifiers, and coming with pretty strong squads. Obviously, there are a few players that couldn't make it. For example, Emmanuel Dennis he's been looking great for what is it, Watford?
Watford. Yeah,
Yeah. So Nigerian striker. He would have been good to see in AFCON as well. I think he would like he's just on the come up as well.
yeah.
So it would be great to see. It would have been great to see him. But
I
I
was
think for the
actually
most
looking
part,
forward to seeing him, man. Yeah,
yeah. But I
I
think
think
for the
same.
most part, a lot of their teams.
Osimhen might be back though, right? Like I think Osimhen was another
Yeah,
player from
yeah,
Nigeria that he was injured for a while, but I saw, I think he tweeted something that was saying like,
yeah, yeah,
I'll be there if they choose me, which obviously I
yeah,
think they would,
yeah,
he's the
yeah,
one of their best players. So,
yeah,
but
yeah. I saw that statement as well. I think he's available as well. So Nigeria should be looking good. Um, I think they also have a group that they could shine in. It might be tough to come first. It's gonna, in my opinion, it would be between them and Egypt.
yeah,
So
it's a tough group to play in.
yeah, Group D. So just so everyone knows, Group D has Egypt, Guinea-Bissau, Nigeria, and Sudan.
Yeah,
Um,
and Sudan might kind of be a surprising team in that
yeah,
group, man, because they've had a pretty decent qualifiers, man.
yeah,
I think
yeah, man. Like,
how many
yeah,
points they
yeah.
had? Like, yeah, they had 12 points, and they were in the same group as Ghana, South Africa, and Sao Tome, and then they only had 1 point difference.
Hmm,
Like, was Ghana had 13
yeah,
points and Sudan had 12 points to qualify. So I think, you know what I mean. They could surprise. Like
yeah, yeah. And
they've shown that they could play
yeah.
play. You know.
Play some good football. Yeah. Just so everyone knows as well, like how it works is the third. So there are six groups, and the top two automatically qualify to the round of 16, and then
Yeah.
the four best third place teams. So four out of the six groups will have the third place team also advance to the round of 16. So um, it might be cool to see Sudan make it at least through the third place qualifying, and then see how far they can go from there. That would be
Definitely, like
dope.
tough groups like that. I feel like we'll have three teams qualifying.
Yeah, yeah,
Some groups
yeah,
like that. I think
yeah,
another group like similar to that. I think is uh, Algeria and Ivory Coast.
yeah, yeah,
They're and they're playing
yeah.
against
Group E.
Equatorial Guinea and Sierra Leone in
Mm.
the same group. And yeah, and I feel like even Equatorial Guinea is, they could also be a dark horse in this group because like Africa African teams nowadays, like I feel like are surprising more and more, and
Yeah,
you never know what happens in that group as well. And
yeah,
I mean, personally, like for me, like the Algeria and Ivory Coast would be the favorites to go through,
yeah,
in that. But I mean, that's
yeah,
another group we might see like a place,
yeah. You'd
third place
imagine, you'd
qualifying.
imagine with the way it's set up now is you'd imagine that one win would probably send you through to the next round. So I guess the big game for Equatorial Guinea would be against Sierra Leone, which I guess you said that they're one of the new teams, new boys on the block. So
Yeah,
um they'd be hedging
they
their
have
bets
fresh
on
energy,
this.
so
So
you know what I mean.
yeah,
Like, teams like that,
yeah, yeah. You wouldn't want to
it's
get
like
them in
they
the
have
first
low
game.
expectations. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. You wouldn't want to get
Since
them in
like
the first game, I would imagine. But
yeah,
after a few games in, I think you'd be able to manage. I would imagine.
yeah. I mean, I feel like teams with the least expectations usually, like, they end up having like since most people don't expect them to like go through and stuff,
Mm.
they might have like an easier time, like at least mentally to they
Yeah,
can
yeah,
surprise
yeah,
you because they're not
yeah.
expected to go through.
They
They're
have
the
nothing to
underdog,
lose.
so it's
Yeah,
like they have
yeah,
everything to just like gain. Like just by being there, they're
yeah,
already winning. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, for sure.
So anything else is like extra almost. But
Yeah,
and you never know. Like I think they were in the same qualifying, like, in their qualifiers. They were in the same group as Nigeria.
mm,
So you know what I mean? Like qualifying from that group is says something.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Group E also has one of the players that I think we should be looking out for. Obviously, he isn't um like I wouldn't say he's a dark horse, but I think he's starting to show his potential. An Ivory plays for Ivory Coast striker, Sebastian Haller. I think we've talked about him before on
Yeah,
one of our previous episodes. But
doing amazing
he's
in the
definitely
Champions
yeah
League,
he's
man.
yeah Champions League top scorer. I think he has definitely a good team and a good chance to show what he's got here. This is one of the
He could
tournaments
definitely
that
shine.
yeah
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Like just push on and try to become one of those like elite level strikers. I think the coming summer is going
Hmm.
to be pretty striker focused transfer window. So um, if you wanna put your name out there for the big teams that are recruiting strikers, then I think this will be a good chance to do that as well because he's
Yeah,
already
this tournament
showing
will
that through
definitely help.
Ajax. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, for sure. Do
no,
you have any
definitely,
players
man.
that you're looking out for this tournament?
Yeah, man, a couple actually. I would say who should I go for, man? I feel like there's a lot of great players, but I mean, obviously you have the big ones like the Riyad Mahrez, Mo Salah, and Sadio Mane, but um, I'm gonna go like with the some youth, like some great like youth talent, and obviously since I'm a Man United fan, I'm gonna be biased here, and
Mm.
I'm gonna throw in a Hannibal, man, from Tunisia. He's been, he plays for our youth national team, and he's actually been doing pretty good in the national team level as well. So, and
I actually don't know much about him. Like, what position does he play in? Does he
Hannibal,
so he plays in the youth? Yeah.
yeah, he plays for the youth team, and
Mhm.
I don't know if he's made his debut yet, to be honest with you. But
Yeah.
they recently played in the Arab Cup,
Yeah.
and they made the finals and played against Algeria.
Yeah.
So I think he plays he's an attacking, he's definitely an attacking player. I think
Yeah.
attacking midfield, if I'm not mistaken. But at that age, usually like they kind of bounce them around different
Yeah.
areas, but and
Yeah. For
then
sure.
they usually find their like permanent position later on. But he's an attacking player
Sick.
from what I've seen. So
Yeah.
I'm
Tunisia
to
is
be honest with
actually
you,
yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing him play more
Yeah.
because well, I haven't gone like Tunisia, like this national team is. This is where I think we'll get to see him play at a senior level.
Yeah.
Because usually he
Yeah.
plays in
Yeah.
the youth teams, and you
Yeah.
usually can't tell as much.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Amad
For
Diallo
sure.
is another player. Amad Diallo
Yeah.
from Ivory
That's who I
Coast
thought you
too.
were gonna call actually. To be honest.
Yeah,
Um.
Diallo.
Yeah. He might
Yeah,
not get as much game time for. He's from Ivory Coast, right? Cote d'Ivoire.
yeah, it's gonna be
Um.
tougher for
Yeah.
Amad
Yeah.
than Hannibal for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, from the youth, like those are the players like I'm looking forward to.
Very sick.
And yeah, man.
While we're on there, actually, Mali is my favorite dark horse to win the tournament. If I was to pick one team that has a good chance that people wouldn't name off the bat,
Yeah.
Mali is a Group F, same group as Tunisia, which is why I'm bringing them up now. They have Gambia, Mauritania, Mali, and Tunisia are Group F.
Yeah.
And so the reason that I'm picking them is the second place team that finishes second place in Group F plays the second place in Group B. So Group B has
Okay.
Guinea, Malawi, Senegal, Zimbabwe, right? So you'd imagine that
Yeah.
Senegal comes first. Um, so so whoever comes second, I would hedge my bets on Mali because they've been playing pretty well. We were
Yeah.
just talking before this call about their form in the World Cup qualifiers. Um, not
Well,
conceding
I
any
think
goals. Yeah,
yeah, 0 goals conceded,
yeah, they've been sick. Yeah,
and
so
yeah, man.
and
And they
so
also
based
have
on
like
form,
great talent, man.
yeah,
They have a few players that play in Europe. I think
yeah.
forgot his name, but they have a striker that plays in Salzburg, I think. And they also have
Mm,
obviously Amadou Haidara that
yeah,
plays for Leipzig. And yeah, they have a few players actually that play in Europe. And
yeah,
they're a great collective though, I would say. Like they might not have
yeah.
the superstars. And usually like those are the teams like that I think would succeed is
Make a
not
par. Yeah,
necessarily the team. Yeah.
yeah. So I think
Like
yeah, the
teams
striker you're
that are
talking
more
about is
collective.
Sekou Koita. I think that's his name. I don't know if I pronounced that
Yeah.
right, to be honest, but
I think Keita, right?
plays
Yeah.
for Salzburg. Yeah. Um,
Yep.
yeah, man. Mali, look out for them. Keep an eye out for them. But do you have any thoughts on Group B? Obviously, Senegal. Mm, great team. I
Senegal.
think. Yeah, just on
Yeah.
paper, like they're one of the favorites just on paper to win.
I've got
I'm not sure if
Zimbabwe is pretty. So they're all right, I would say. Like you
yeah,
never know. To be honest with you, like I feel like the African Cup of Nations, like as it's like going on, like
Yeah.
African teams are getting much more like better as a like it's almost like it's almost becoming like it's kind of hard to tell who's gonna go through and stuff because
Yeah.
like they're increasingly becoming good and like there's more like as a competition. I feel like there's a lot of growth every year. I see the AFCON, like the speed of play changes. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's just the intensity and stuff. Like every year I see it, like I feel like I see it grow. So
Yeah.
you don't know who to like. I think it was last AFCON that I saw like a team that really like surprised me was Guinea-Bissau.
Yeah.
Like they had great talent. You know what I mean? Like it was players like I had never heard their names before,
Yeah.
but it's just it was nice. Like I know they didn't go through like far,
Yeah.
but it was just like amazing watching them play. And at the end of the day, for me, like a win for the African Cup of Nations is just an increasingly like a difficult competition. Like if it becomes
Yeah.
increasingly more competitive, I think
Yeah.
that's what gives it its flavor and that's what will ultimately make it be more respected.
Yeah. For sure.
And so I'm really excited to see it, man. And obviously, like the group I'm really excited about is Group A, man. We have to mention Group A with the
Yeah.
hosts Cameroon. I think one of the favorites to win the competition. And you got Burkina Faso. You have Cape Verde and Ethiopia.
You already know. Whoop
The
whoop. Let's
national team,
go.
man.
Yo,
So
just why don't we tell everyone? I think this might be a good time while we're on Ethiopia. Guys, everybody, drum roll. Ghana's gonna be going to Ghana's gonna be going to the AFCON, bro.
yeah, AFCON, man, I'm really excited. But to be honest with you, I'm waiting for my COVID test to come. It's been
Yeah.
increasingly like tough to travel, man. Like even
Yeah.
just I'm currently in Addis, Ethiopia right now.
Mm.
Previously in Seattle, but like even just getting to like the whole testing situation. But if we get that sorted, man, I'm gonna be there following the Ethiopian national team, man. It'll
Yeah.
be a
So sick.
great
So
experience,
sick.
man.
And yeah, Ghana's gonna be close to the Ethiopian team. Traveling with some of the guys from the federation. So stay tuned for some
Stay
behind the
tuned,
scenes
man.
content. Hopefully, if they
Yeah, man.
allow
We'll try to get
Ghana
some
to take
content
some
out
footage,
there.
yeah, that would be sick, man.
We'll
That
get
would
it
be
out
sick.
like if possible, man. So yeah,
Yeah, for
follow
sure.
our socials for that, man. You gotta follow the Instagram
Yeah,
for that.
yeah. Follow, share.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, with the group, I think Cameroon obviously is the favorites to win the group. But, I think my
Definitely, man.
minimum expectations for us is for Ethiopia is to qualify for the next round. If we do that, then I'll be happy. I would say.
No, same, man. And uh to be honest, like preparation wise, I feel like Ethiopia is one of the most prepared teams in the AFCON.
Yeah,
If not the most. Like they're the first team to literally arrive at the African Cup of Nations tournament.
yeah,
They were there like weeks before. I guess a couple of weeks before. They already
yeah,
played against Sudan they've played a friendly there. And they
yeah,
even stayed like they basically booked their own hotel, like because you know how the CAF like gives you your own hotel, like they give
yeah,
each
yeah,
team a different hotel. They
yeah.
even came like before that day to book their own hotel, made sure
Sick.
like they were basically acclimatizing like
Yeah,
to the temperature. They wanted to feel what Cameroon is about
man.
yeah, and they literally stopped the whole Ethiopian Premier League. So for that, like
Yeah,
to be honest with you, like I'm really happy with what the federation has done in terms of that. Like
yeah,
they've given this importance, I would say, like the
yeah,
tournament, like the importance it deserves. Literally stopping a whole league for it. I mean,
yeah,
it's easy to do that because like most of the national team players are playing within Ethiopia. Only two
yeah.
players joined the late Shemadlis Bakala and Mujib Qasim who play in Egypt and in Algeria respectively. And yeah, man. In terms of preparation, like I'm pretty like impressed to be honest with you. But at the end of the day, it's all about performance. So we'll see how well we'll perform because we have a really tough group, man. First game we have Cape Verde. They're
Yeah,
not an easy team either. I mean, they might seem like the easier team in the group, but they're really not because I think it was in World Cup qualifiers. They were really challenging teams like Nigeria. So they're not an easy team to play either. So it's one of the toughest groups that we have. And next we have the host Cameroon in the second game.
Yeah.
And like for us, like it's gonna be a big challenge because not just like on the pitch, but I feel like for Ethiopia, I want to say that Ethiopia, like, we're really good, like technically, handling the ball and everything, but we do tend to make like silly mistakes and like in set pieces, and like we do make these like small mistakes, and we're not like usually we don't have we're not solid mentally, I would say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's always something that keeps coming up with us, is like, it's like sometimes they lose the game without even beginning, like you're facing Cameroon. It's like, that just the weight of that team, just, you know what I mean? It destroys some players' confidence, but you do have some young, ambitious players like, like Abubakar Nasir, and Ketana Kabeda is actually, a more experienced player that's trying to, lead the team. He's the captain, and I think he made a comment, or like on an interview or something, saying that we're actually gonna try and do something. Like he gave like a positive a positive what do you want to say, like feedback, I guess, from the camp.
Yeah. No,
But
it's good to see. It's good to see players like that speaking out, like in that tone, because I think for him it would be a good time to leave a legacy. He's obviously like performing well. He's like pretty, like I would say a bit past, but like pretty close to his prime, but or like his prime is pretty close behind him. But yeah, I think this is a good opportunity for him to lead the kids and see how far they can go. So I don't think the group is like I don't think we're in the group of death. You know what I'm saying? Like I think we're in a solid group. It's gonna be.
I mean, to be honest with you, like we could be like the group of death, because like if you think about it, Burkina Faso, man, like that's a team, man. That's a team.
Yeah.
Like this is the second time we're playing them too. Like funny enough, like last AFCON, we played them like last, and so we're playing them last again. And like we lost 4-0 in that game. Like, but I mean, we had a red card and everything. But I mean, you can't really, at the end of the day, results is the results. So
yeah.
But but Burkina Faso is, they have Tap Soba. I think the striker, like, amazing, man. They have Bertrand Traore, man, from Aston Villa. So, man, it's we got our work cut out for us, man. But
anyways, hopefully we'll see. It'll be an interesting watch.
But I don't think we should be taken lightly either, So it's, at the end of the day, as football, and we're well prepared, and then it comes down to performance at the end of the day. And I feel like if we could keep our heads cool and then play our game, we play a lot of possession football. So I think we should just stick to our game and just like amplify that, and focus on our game. That will give us something, I would say, and hopefully we get to qualify. If not second place or first place, maybe even third place. So
third place, man. Just one game, one win would do the job. So.
We're back after 8 years now. Before it was a 31-year gap. So we're I'm over time we're increasingly we're improving. So another step towards that would be maybe like even like a win in the AFCON could be something. Because last time we had a draw and 2 losses, so we came away with 1 point and 1 goal. So if we could get more goals and just a win at least, and maybe a couple of draws, just increase the points and then go through the next phase. I feel like that's progress already. And who knows, if you make it to the next round, you could you build momentum. So you never know. We might end up surprising the continent. So
good thing is they're taking it seriously.
We're super biased, obviously, but
no, honestly, I had no idea that the federation had taken those types of steps So thank you for the insight, man. That's actually sick. That they're
Yeah,
taking those steps, extra steps. Like
they're
to
also giving them
actually, yeah,
incentives, I think,
yeah,
for
yeah,
like
yeah,
if they win and like get points. So
yeah,
like if they qualify to the next round, like as a team, they're gonna they're financially they have financial incentives to go through. And one of the things with our Ethiopian players as well is they want to be seen by this is one of their opportunities. This is one of the Ethiopia is one of the teams, like like the you could, I guess, make it pars with like the Malawis, the Gambia's, like we're a team where our players want to shine and like get seen, get noticed, and get scouted by other clubs. And I mean, this AFCON as well, interestingly, is also um, it's going to be covered by Sky Sports. So it's not just going to be
yeah,
continental wide, but like it's going to get views also from outside the continent. So it should be interesting. Uh, you never know what motivates the players. You know what I mean?
yeah, man. Yeah, hopefully that won't be the downfall. Like, hopefully no one is trying to be like a superstar. I'm just as long as the team stays
I
a
like
team,
shining on its own.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Like stay a team, try to work together, and
yeah.
I
To be
think we have
honest
a
with
good
you,
chance.
but with Ethiopia, I don't think it would be that would be an issue. Because if
Yeah,
you see most of our players, like we don't really have individualistic players. Like even our
yeah,
style of play is a lot about passing.
yeah.
We
It's
just
true.
pass,
Yeah,
pass,
yeah,
pass. Like so, I
yeah,
don't think if anything we need more individual players.
yeah,
I think
yeah,
because you need
yeah,
that a couple of players that kind of have impact.
yeah,
Just like I feel like what we usually miss is like as we pass the ball around. Sometimes like we make like meaningless passes in the midfield. Like
yeah,
we're passing around just for the sake of passing around.
yeah.
But I feel like
We need
we
some
need
more
like finishers.
penetration.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like opening up and then finishing. It's like
yeah,
we need those players that that have the killer instinct, and
yeah,
as strikers. I guess Gitana Kabeda has been the guy for us with that. Like when he gets his chances, like Abubakar Nasser does it pretty well with Buna in the Ethiopian Premier League,
yeah,
and he's also young, and he's shown that he could do stuff. But I feel like now is another great chance for him to be, to even take it one step further.
yeah,
And
yeah, man. Looking forward to it, man. Starting the AFCON starts January 9th, which is in just a few days away, guys. Well, at the time of recording, at least. Um,
yeah, by the time this comes out, hopefully it'll be right before the tournament
yeah, yeah.
starts.
Um,
But yeah.
so yeah, it's very exciting times. Just before we move on, are there any groups that you wanted to touch on that we haven't touched on yet? I think we've done A, B, maybe C actually. We can talk Ghana, Morocco, Gabon,
I think Group
Comoros.
C we haven't touched upon. Yeah.
Yeah, so today we're just finding out that relating to Gabon that Aubameyang has tested positive for coronavirus.
Oh
So
man.
yeah, yeah, madness.
It's
Just on the back of his Arsenal troubles, he gets more health
speaking of
related.
speaking of Corona.
Yeah,
I think that's one gonna be, like you said, like with this that's gonna impact this tournament a lot, man. I think
yeah,
we're gonna be seeing like mid
mid
tournament,
tournament.
like
Yeah, some of the
semifinals.
finals.
You might see a Mo Salah getting COVID or something.
Yeah, hope not. Yeah, hope not. But
Happen to him, but
yeah,
but I mean the Senegalese national team. I think most of their staff members caught COVID, and
yeah,
and some of the players also got COVID. There was an outbreak there. The Gambia team, I think we mentioned earlier.
yeah. Yeah, now more than ever, I think the spotlight is going to be on this tournament because of everything that's going on. So hopefully everyone's taking like the right precautions, everyone's taking care of themselves, and nothing serious goes down. That's all I can hope for, really. That the players' health
Yeah,
is taken
and
care of, and
the world is figuring it out too. So I mean,
yeah,
this whole
absolutely,
COVID thing is like the best you could do is
yeah,
take care of yourself and take the
yeah,
precautions,
yeah,
necessary
that's it,
precautions. But at the end of the day, sometimes that might not be enough. But,
yeah,
but yeah, this group
yeah,
actually, Group C, might be the group of death even.
yeah. Yeah.
About
I
Rangers?
actually, yeah. Sorry. I actually don't know much about Ghana. Ghana. I know like I used to be a huge fan. You know, obviously the what is it 2010 World Cup. RIP.
Oh man, yeah.
Um, but but I haven't been watching much of Ghana's games. I wouldn't know like I wouldn't even know what their starting 11 looks like, to be honest with you. I know that
They have a lot of young
um
talent, that's for sure.
yeah.
Like they have like I mean, most I think notable players from there right now at this moment would be like Mohamed Kudus from what was it, Ajax, and they have a couple of players also that came out from the what was it, Right to Dream Academy from Ghana,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Obviously,
they
yeah.
play for their they play in Denmark too. I think was it there's a
Yeah.
player named Kamaldeen, the striker, young
Yeah,
striker.
yeah.
You also have
Yeah.
obviously the experienced players like Ayu,
The best player in the world, Thomas Partey, obviously.
Party. It's gonna be party time for Ghana, man.
I'm saying, let's go. This we want to make sure that if anyone from Ghana Football Federation is watching this, please take care of Partey. We're gonna need him back out as well.
Hey, respect the
um,
tournament, man.
oh yeah, Daniel Marcy. Okay, Leicester defender. Jordan Ayew, the Ayew brothers at least. Jordan Ayew has
Yeah,
actually been looking sick this season under Patrick Vieira. So it'll be
yeah,
good to see him
and Crystal
under a
Palace.
different system now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um.
you
No,
also
they
have
actually have
there's
some
I
good
think there's
talent. They have some
Shope
big
plays for
names.
them, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Jeffrey Shope. Yeah,
yeah. Jeffrey Schlupp.
I think he's from Ghana. Yeah,
I'm not seeing. I don't know. For some reason,
but
I'm not
Ghana
looking
is
at it.
also good. But they're a team that's in like a transitional period though, because like they've had great years, and like they're obviously they're doing good, by compared to like everyone else. But for Ghanaian standards, I think like they're still in a transitional period because they've
Yeah,
seen better
yeah, for
days.
sure. Yeah,
So it's
you would
like
imagine
teams
that.
like
Yeah,
Ghana and Nigeria and stuff. I feel like have higher expectations and higher standards
yeah,
for their
yeah,
national
yeah,
teams, and
yeah.
I think
So
they
yeah, you'd imagine that Ghana's standard is like pretty high actually, because they have like a rich
I
football
think they
history.
recently got the a Serbian coach that used to
Yeah,
coach them before. So like they've had like a
yeah,
couple of changes within like how to manage the
yeah,
team and stuff. So they're kind of in a transitional period as well, and they have a
yeah,
lot of young talent that haven't necessarily blossomed into great players yet. But
yeah,
but you never know, man. You can never write off the Black Stars, man.
yeah. Just reading just an update on Schlupp. He is Ghanaian. He does play for Ghana, but he didn't make the team. Another party that
Oh, okay.
another player we didn't mention is Wilfred Zaha, of course, Ivory Coast as well.
Oh, Zaha, man,
He
yeah.
should be a good player
Ivory Coast.
for the tournament. Yeah,
There's a lot of players actually, man, that played in the Premier League. This is Premier
yeah,
League,
for sure.
the top five basically, and
Yeah,
it's kind of even hard to mention them all at this point, which is a
yeah,
good thing.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
Morocco,
man.
how you feeling about Morocco in this group?
Dude, I've been looking around just to see what the odds are to win, like betting odds, because I used to like betting, but I don't bet anymore. But
Yeah,
I used to be big on betting, so looking at the betting odds,
yeah.
just
For all
checked out a
the
couple
young
articles
viewers,
and
stay in school.
yeah, yeah,
Don't
stay
get
in
into
school.
betting.
Yeah, if you're gonna bet responsibly, you know. Um, no, honestly, Morocco seems like one of the teams that are going to be seriously contending. And just based on what I'm seeing, their form has been good for World Cup qualifiers. Their form has been good leading up to AFCON. You can't see any reason why they wouldn't like
One of the
walk
favorites,
through their
definitely.
group. And
Yeah.
I don't know about walk actually, but like they make it through their group for sure, and then see where they can go from there. But I
I think
think
Morocco's
Morocco is one of
has
the
been
stronger teams.
one of the unluckiest teams. Like
Yeah,
they start off pretty well, and like they do all the right things, and then it's just
yeah,
about. I feel like for them, it's a matter of like finishing. Like just
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I
getting
think 'cause they have a lot of players that are like underrated that you wouldn't really know about, but
Mhm.
they kind of fit well together. Like obviously they also have the big names, big Premier
Yeah,
League
like
clubs,
Hakimi.
whatever. Yeah. Hakim, yeah, he's been sick this season as well. He's been like you're seeing a resurgence from him this season with Chelsea. So, but they're also like the players that like Adam Messina plays for Watford in the Premier League. People
Mhm.
might not know about him, but he's like a consistent player that plays that left back for them. And then Roman Saiz, obviously, he's probably a bigger name, but he's
Yeah,
like a very, very solid like defender. Like,
he
um,
is.
yeah,
He's taking on the place of Benatia, man.
yeah, for sure, man. Big shoes
Replacing
to
that
fill,
legend.
but yeah, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a good player. Munir as well plays for Sevilla, I think.
Munir, yep. He used to play for
Um,
Barca, no? Or was he in like a Barca academy?
yeah. He was,
Yeah.
yeah. And then they also have this kid called Izalzuli, Barcelona player. Um,
Barcelona.
yeah, and
Do
of
they have
course
what's his name?
yeah,
I feel like I'm missing a
Hakimi.
player that used to play for the French youth national team. I think he played for Schalke. Forgot his name, but he's a pretty decent player, like a winger. What was his name? Hmm. Can't think of him right now, but he played for like the French youth team, and then decided to play for Morocco instead. After, big respect for him for that.
Yeah, you gotta support that path always. Anyways,
Yeah,
I can't. Yeah, my
most
thing is slipping
definitely.
out.
Yeah,
Um,
Amin Harit. Yeah, that was his name. Amin Harit.
yeah,
He
and
was
of
for
course
Schalke.
Hakimi as well. Like they have a good team. They have a good team on paper. So
Yeah,
it'll be
they have
really interesting.
Yusuf and Nasir
Yeah, in
something
the series. Yeah,
forward
for
for
sure.
Sevilla.
Yeah,
Yusuf, yeah, they have a pretty decent squad.
yeah.
Yeah, they have. Does Yunus play as well? Yunus, I don't know if he's been chosen,
I'm not sure.
but he's another. The midfielder Yunus has been. But I mean, I feel like Morocco is also another team that's like very collective.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
one of those collective
yeah,
things. I feel like those teams usually will go far.
yeah.
Uh,
Strong
you have the
units. Yeah,
collective teams like that, and then you have like the
squad.
more individualistic, teams with individualistic players like Nigeria, man. I think that's the first team that comes to my mind is like they
Yeah,
have like on paper they I feel like always one of the
fact.
the best, but I feel like their individualism takes over sometimes, in
Yeah.
that team, but they did manage to win AFCON recently. Like I mean, was it like not the last two, like I think
Last, yeah,
the third last or something. Yeah,
yeah.
because I feel
Something like that.
uh, Algeria won the last one, and then before that was I think Cameroon, and before that I think Nigeria won. But yeah, no, it's gonna be interesting, man. Anything
Yeah,
else to touch up on, or
I think that's pretty much it
we
from my
covered it
side,
all?
man. Like we touched on all of the things that I wanted to talk about. So the tournament is from January 9th, February 6th. So the first game January 9th, the finals February 6th. We're gonna
Yep.
be putting out a lot of content for you guys to watch so that we could talk about the tournament. Actually put it on put a spotlight on it.
Yeah,
Hopefully we'll
especially
give
on the
you guys.
socials more, right? I think that's what we were saying.
Exactly. Yeah.
We'll probably
Um,
be more active on like we're trying to get the Instagram,
yeah,
and yeah,
and
those
TikTok
social
as
media
well.
platforms more
Yeah,
active. Yeah, and TikTok as well. We'll
yeah.
try to do the best. And
Yeah,
yeah,
so we're
man.
gonna put our info in the description, just so you guys can check
Yeah,
that
we
out.
should. Yeah,
I think that would be a good idea. But yeah, stay with us, guys. Like we have a
and
lot of
yeah, thank
content.
you
We
for
have a
your
lot of
patience.
plans. Yeah,
Yeah, we have a lot of plans, but I know we haven't been executing on our
yeah,
vision as much lately. But it's also been, we have different personal things going on as well. And I mean, no excuses, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. And yeah, we'll give you the content though. I mean, we're gonna keep it coming, and hopefully we'll give you guys more like consistent content, I guess, on a more consistent basis. But yeah, stay with us. Yeah, thank you for all your support so far. And thank you for being part of our journey.